What's up? It's Raphael with the NBA Draft Junkies show, and I have a special guest. I'm really excited about this interview simply because it's a player that is one of my favorite prospects in this 2021 NBA draft class. I think he's really under the radar right now. A lot of people don't know the name, but they will know the name. It is Vrenz, and I don't have the accent to get the last name correctly, but it's Vrenz Bleijenbergh from Belgium. What's up, Vrenz?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for agreeing to come on the show. I really appreciate it. But let's just get into like your background. So for those that don't know, are you listed at 6'10"? Are you 6'10" now?
6'10". Yeah, barefoot.
6'10" point guard. Or point forward at the minimum.
Yeah, more point forward, yeah.
More point forward. Either way, he handles the ball, creative passer. I have like a really, man, I'm just big fans of versatile players that can put the ball on the floor, especially at your size. Like you move like a guard as far as like just how well you move, the court vision. And then I love the confidence and the flair, but we'll get into that later on. So tell me a little bit about your background. Like, when did you first start playing basketball, and when did you realize that I have a shot at being an NBA player?
So I will start, first of all, I started when I was 3 years old. I always played for the Antwerp Giants, where I'm playing now from. So I really started from the U, like from my 3 years old. So really the first level of the Antwerp Giants. And I just started playing basketball because my family played basketball. My grandfather played basketball first division in Belgium, so it was really in the family. But we didn't have like all high player. Like my daddy didn't play on a high level, but he played basketball. It was really in the family, but not really high level basketball. So I'm really the first one that's really playing the highest level. So that's my background a little bit.
So one of your teammates is my guy, Ibrahima.
Ooh. Oh, Ibrahima Falfe. I like him.
Yeah,
I like to play with.
I mean, I see you throw him a lot of alley-oops. I see you guys have a pretty good connection.
Yeah.
So I live in Dallas, and summer 2019, he spent pretty much the whole summer in Dallas. So I got a chance to see him every day. He worked out with Frank Ntilikina, Sekou, Malcolm Cazeline. I'm pretty sure you've probably played against those guys at one time or another. So it's pretty cool to see the connections you have. So, and let's just talk about basketball in Belgium. When I think of basketball in Belgium, I think of Tony Parker simply because he was born there, but I know he's a French player, and not a lot of names are, big names come from Belgium. So,
That's great.
So tell me about just basketball in Belgium overall.
I think the Belgium league is really a good league for young players to get experience, to get their minutes, to play on the first time on the high level. So like Silla and Nakic doing, like they're getting experience, they're getting a lot of minutes, playing like on a professional level. But like the Belgian level is not the highest level in Europe. Everyone knows it. It's a little league. Three good teams in the league playing European level like EuroCup and Champions League. I tried my best there too. Like in the EuroCup, I did really good things. But yeah, the Belgian basketball league is like 2-3 good teams that always going for the title. But for the rest, it's a good league to grow up as a young player.
Yeah, I noticed there's quite a few young guys. I think Malcolm Cazeline played there last year, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he played for Leuven, yeah.
And then
he left, but they never called the reason for it. So.
Yeah, I know he switched agents and he went to Mega.
Yeah.
Yep. So as far as like your experience, so you are in the Belgium league, but you're playing in the EuroCup. So you're getting really good experience in the EuroCup. I know a lot of the American fans aren't really familiar with basketball in Europe. They think the Euro League is one big league and everybody plays in it. They don't understand there's divisions. There's the EuroCup, there's the Euro League, and then you have your domestic league. but you're playing in the EuroCup, which is very competitive. I think, NBA is the toughest league. I think the EuroLeague is second. And then I would say EuroCup is probably just as competitive, if not better, than college basketball or the G League in the States. But you've had a chance to play against some pretty high-level players. Like recently, you played against Milos Teodosic, who is like one of my absolute favorite players to watch. And you had a great game. So how was that as such a young player to have the opportunity to play against a legend like Milos?
Yeah, it's crazy. Even because the coach wanted to put me on him in defense, it's great. It's a great opportunity to show yourself in the EuroCup, playing like teams against Bologna. It's a great team. It's like a EuroLeague level team, and playing against these players like Teodosic, it's a great player. It's a legend. So it's a great opportunity to show myself, and yeah, I had some words with him, so it's kind of fun to play against these. And at a young age, like 20, it's a huge opportunity to do it.
I agree. I think it's like a great opportunity. I had an opportunity to live in Europe. So it was the 2016-17 season, and I spent that with my good friend Epe Udo and with Fenerbahce. So I got a chance to go to almost all the EuroLeague games. I was around the team. I got a chance to go to practices, see how Coach Obradovic ran everything. It was like the best experience of my life. And during that time, I really fell in love with basketball in Europe as far as just how different it is than the NBA. And one of my, I guess, issues with the NBA, in a sense, is that if you're a young player and a team drafts you, they may give you an opportunity to play, even if you're not ready. I feel like in Europe, if you're a young player and you're playing, it's because you're better than everyone else. Like you're not given minutes because there's no drafts. Like, in the NBA, if you're bad, you get rewarded with a lottery pick. In Europe, if you're bad, there's no draft, there's no lottery. Every game is important. You want to win. So learning that, it just shows that how special you have to be as a player to be 20 and you're playing and you have a significant role in the EuroCup. So how did you get to that point where you were able to gain the trust of your coach to be able to play big minutes in such a competitive league?
I will start first off. It's really mentally. You got to be mentally really strong because you can get ups and downs, and on the downs you got to be ready to step up. But I was lucky with my coach. When I was younger, I was 16, 17 years old. He was my coach in second division, like the second team of Antwerp.
Okay.
And when I started playing better and I grew up and I became more physical, and when I went to the first team, he went the head coach of the first team. So that was a big opportunity for me because he trusted me really hard. He always trusted me. He put me on the court like 40 minutes in the second team. So he really had the trust and said I was a good player and I was about to make it. So that was a big opportunity for me. Then he never said like you got to make 20 points this game in the EuroCup. He always said just play good defense. Your offense will come out of your defense because my offense, I got a lot of tools in my game, in my offensive game. So he always said like your offense will come if you play a good defense. And if you see in my games, I try to get a lot of energy in the team and just get my points. Maybe I didn't score 20 points games, but I always got around 10 points, getting my assists, getting my boards. So it was always a good. I always played a decent game. It's always like a mental game.
Well, I don't think a lot of Americans understand how hard it is to score 20 points in Europe because the game is shorter, the lane is more compact, it's more physical. I mean, even like the guys who lead the EuroLeague or EuroCup in scoring might not average 20 a night. So scoring 20 in Europe might be the equivalent of scoring 25 to 30, and it doesn't happen as much. So, but you mentioned something that I wanted to talk about, and you talked about the tools in your game. When did you start to, or develop or work on like your guard skills and your passing, knowing that you are going to be big? Because a lot of times, if
Um,
they think if you're going to be a certain height, they're just going to throw you on the block and make you like
yeah,
a
that's right.
center. So how did you start to
In
work, or who
Belgium,
put the ball in your hands to work on your point guard skills or your guard skills?
I understand your question. Like in most of the youth teams in Belgium teams, they if you're tall, they put you in the block and they say you a center. And my coach in the youth said I had a great guard vision. I always played on the three. Like from my 6 to my 10, I played on the three spot. But I had a really good passing and core division. So after these years, they put me on the point guard. I always played in the youth on my point guard, and I became taller and taller. So at that point, I was so tall that point guard. Okay, it was difficult to play because we had a lot of small guys, really like
Mhm.
1 meter 80 or 1 meter 70. It was really small, and I was like 2'3", and it was really hard to play point guard. But I still proved myself. I kept on practicing on my ball handling, so I still was a 1-2 player, and I still can play it because I really practiced on it and daily, yeah, work with my coach on my ball handling, on my core division, on my pick and roll game. So it was really my coach that put me in that position because not every coach in the youth will do that.
Right. And I think it ends up being an advantage because let's say for the NBA, you may end up playing the 4 or the 3, but every team is looking for a secondary ball handler, a secondary
Mhm.
initiator. And if you're on a court with a really good point guard, then you have two guys
Yeah.
that can make plays for others, two guys that can play in the pick and roll. So that's why I'm so high
Mhm.
on you as a prospect, because I think with the right coach and the right system, he'll be able to maximize your skills and just use all the tools that you have in your toolbox. Now, this is a debate that I have with people from time to time. Do you think court vision can be taught, or do you think it's something that you're born with?
Nah, it's born with. I'm
I
pretty sure
agree.
of that. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree because
I'm pretty
there
sure
are
of that.
players that they don't have vision, like they can only make
Mhm.
simple passes. Even
Yeah,
point
that's right.
guards. And for you, you see the whole court. You can make your skip passes, the timing
Yeah,
that you have on the pick and
yeah,
rolls.
that's the most, like the strongest I think tool of me, like getting my core division. I see over the defense, like when you point guard, and we got some point guards like 1 meter 85. They're using a pick and roll, but they can't throw the passes over like to the corner if there are too many guys in the paint. And I think that's my strongest thing. I can really like pass the ball easy to the corner when everyone is collapsing in the paint, and that's I think the strongest thing in my pick and roll game.
Yep, I totally agree. But even then, you still like see over the top of defenders, but you have perfect like touch on the lob pass, and it just
Mhm.
seems like you and Ibrahim have been playing together forever because you guys have a
Yeah,
lot of chemistry on
yeah,
the pick and
yeah, we
roll, and
got a
you're
lot of chemistry.
definitely
Mhm.
utilizing him as a vertical lob threat. Now, let's talk about your outside shooting. It's something that has really improved this season.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
during this time off with the quarantine, were you just putting in a lot of hours in the gym working on your shot, or is it just more confidence?
I mean, it's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna start with the beginning. I was a really good shooter when I was young, and but I was a really skinny guy, and I worked a lot on my body like 2 years ago, and I was really like every day in the gym working on my body, on my chest, on my arms, and it was like difficult to combine to work on my shot and get the the body and I don't know how to say it, but it was really tough to combine it. And
Yeah.
when I started really, I added like 15 kilos in a year, and it was tough to because I had really 2 years tough shooting. And after that, I started a little bit less in the gym, and I started working on my shooting. Like because I was a really good shooter, it was tough to miss a lot of shots when you was a good shooter in the past. So it was really a really mental part of it. And I mean, I worked a lot on my shot. Like last year, Corona time, I went every time to the gym, put my shooting every time, and yeah, it paid off in the EuroCup because I wanted to be ready for it.
So I train players. I've trained NBA players, EuroLeague players, and I've always like had an interest in what type of drills players are working on in the off season or in their time off to get better. So what type of shooting drills were you doing? Was it a lot of standstill? Because I noticed that you can shoot the three off the dribble, which I think
Mhm.
is a big time weapon. So just give me a rundown of what a typical day like for you would be in the gym working on your shot.
I mean, you can see in EuroCup or in my games too. I prefer more the three than the two.
Right.
I rather get a pull up three than a pull up mid range because I don't know what it is, but I have just like you said, confidence. I have more confidence in my three than in my pull up jumper. And if I work more on my pull up jumpers and my floaters and my touching inside the paint, it will be way better. But still, my shooting, I mean, I'm a decent catch and shoot player. I think that's the best part of it. So I will like take a lot of shots, catch and shoot with a shooting machine, and
Mm-hmm.
like one dribble pull ups. I think that's the only thing I will do in my shooting, like one dribble pull ups and catch and shoot.
I think you're like the potential to be a good 3-point shooter is already there. I think like watching your film, the pull up off the dribble, because of your height, nobody's going to be able to contest it. You'll be able to get whatever shot you want. I mean, Kevin Durant is not like the best comparison, but because he can handle the ball and he's like 7 foot, he can always get to his spots and just elevate over the top of smaller defenders in the mid range. And I think for you, you have
Mm-hmm.
the same as far as like body control, fluidity. And again, I'm not saying like you're Kevin Durant, but I think you get what I'm
No,
saying as far
no.
as being able to
The
shoot over
most
smaller
people in
guys.
Belgium are comparing me with like uh, a Livingston, but not the
Sean.
middies, but the three.
Yeah. I mean, I guess Sean is another example of how he was always able to get to his spots by using his length, but he never shot threes. And if you were able to combine the mid and the threes off the dribble, man, you're going to
Yeah,
be tough to defend because you can make
right.
teams pay for helping out or putting a smaller guard on you or double teaming because you're such a good passer. Now,
Yeah.
what is your goal for this season? I know you guys are probably close to the halfway point. What is your goal for the remainder of the season?
Yeah, it's really tough to say because I just want to win.
Right.
I'm a team player and I really want to win. And we got a Belgium Cup and we got because we got kicked out of the Euro Cup, we got two more goals, and that is winning the Belgium Cup and winning the Belgium League. We got now Ostend, the other big team in Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
They're 9 times in a row champion, and I really want to stop that streak. I really want to end that streak and get us the trophy and the cup. So that's my really goal of the season. A part of the team, I really want to progress in my on my body, on my shooting, everything. So I will be ready for the draft, and I'm really working on it. I'm really putting time in it, and I think I will be ready.
Now, are you playing? Is there any summer competitions this year as far as like with the national team? I know it's an Olympic year, but it really is not supposed to be an Olympic year. But do you have any obligations
Uh-huh.
with the Belgian national team this summer?
I mean, last year we were like, yeah, it was tough because it was my last year under 20 with the
Yep.
national team. We were about to play A division for the first time because we went 2 times. Like under 18, we were third place,
Mm-hmm.
and under 20, we were third place. And 2 times we like went to the A division, but I couldn't play it last year about because of Corona. And it was really tough because I really liked playing national team.
Yep.
So this year, nah, it was my last year.
Oh, I didn't think about
So
you missed that. Because that was like Denny's breakout. Denny
yeah, yeah.
Avdia. He dominated the under
Mhm,
20s, and that kind of really put him on the
mhm.
map and solidified him as like a
Yeah.
top 10
I
pick.
was I was a little bit unlucky. I played always B division.
Yeah, I've never had a chance to go to the B division. So I went to
Mhm.
in 2017. I went to the A. Man, I'm starting to get the tournaments mixed up. There was one in Egypt in 2017. I went to that one.
Yeah.
And then 2019, I went to the under 18s and the under 19s, the ones in Greece.
Yeah.
But I think they had a tournament, the same tournament going on, but it was the B division. I forgot where it was at. And I remember like seeing you kind of had like a really strong performance, if I'm not mistaken. Where was it at? The under 18s.
Under 18?
Yeah.
It was in Macedonia.
That's right. Because some scouts came from Macedonia to I think 18s were in Volos, Greece, or whatever.
Yeah.
So how does it feel, or is it a pressure of being like right now you're the face of Belgian basketball as far as like the youth divisions. So how does it feel now? You're going to be moving on, transitioning to the senior team. Is it a lot of pressure of being like known as the best youth basketball player in your country?
It's kind of double because I'm pretty humble, but a lot of Belgian people think I think high of myself, but that's not true because I'm a really humble guy and I always take it step by step. Mm-hmm. So I don't feel any pressure because I know what I can do and what I will do. So it's not really a pressure.
Yeah, I mean, just getting to know you a little bit, but I guess I can see somebody may think that you're not humble because you play with so much confidence and you play with like this flair and confidence to your games. And I think it's easy for some people to take it the wrong way. Like I like this thing you do when you know you're making your shot, how when you shoot it, you already run back on defense. Like it's like, I know it's good. I felt it when it left my hand. I actually love that because I like confidence in players. And I actually heard a scout say once, it's kind of funny, but it's his theory. He says when he's scouting a player, he wants to look at his girlfriend. He says if his girlfriend is beautiful, that means the guy is confident. He said a beautiful girlfriend means confident guy, and a confident guy usually ends up being a confident player. I thought that was funny, but that was just one of the things that he looks at as far as like players, because he really was big on guys being confident, playing confident, of course, being humble.
But you got to play confident.
You have to. I mean, it's 90%. It's 90% of the battle. So as far as like the NBA draft, I think you declared for the draft. Was it 2018? 17?
Yeah, I declared, but I knew I wasn't ready for that draft. I knew I was talented, but I wasn't ready. My agent said, "We're gonna put your name in. We're gonna see what teams say about you." Okay, I declared. How you call it?
You withdrew.
Yeah. And now this year we're going all in.
Did you get a chance to talk to any NBA teams during that process?
Me no, but my agent talked with some coaches and with NBA teams. But I focused always on my game. I also told my agent like, if they really want to talk, I will talk, but I want to be focused on my game. Like now, I want to be focused on my team and on the Belgium league, and we will see what happens after it.
All right. So let's say, you have a successful season, and then after the season, you're preparing for the draft. What are the 3 things that you'll be focusing on as far as working out that you want to get better at to prepare for the NBA?
Mentally.
Okay.
I want to be ready because it's tough to go to the States. You don't know anybody. You gotta show yourself. You can't have a dip. Like you gotta be ready for it. Then I want to be ready on my body. I want to be in the best shape. And that's it, I think.
So now you seem like you keep up with the NBA a lot. Who are some players that you see yourself in, or players that you like to kind of emulate how they play the game, or you would like to study their game?
Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one. Now we're talking about KD. I like KD's game.
Yeah.
if I really can't choose one player to be,
Yep.
I will say Kevin Durant. Even LeBron is the best player in the league. I will say KD because he can score in so many ways. He's tall. He can dribble the ball. He can do everything.
Yeah.
So he's kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a chance to probably one of my most memorable basketball experiences. It was maybe 2014. A friend of mine was friends with Carmelo Anthony, and Carmelo called him and says, "Hey, I want to invite some guys to come up to New York. We're just gonna play pickup for a whole week." And so my friend was like, "Do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, I would love to." So at that particular time, it was Carmelo, Kemba Walker, I think David Lee played, J.R. Smith, Lance Stevenson. I'm missing somebody. It was quite a few guys. Tim Hardaway Jr. was there. So, and then Kevin Durant comes. So that was like the first day on Monday. Then on Wednesday, KD shows up in the gym. And he's in there, and being able to watch those guys play, like pick up basketball up and close, you have a newfound respect for them. You already respect how great they are, but just seeing them up close and in person, you see how dominant they are. And then you actually see how tall KD is, and literally unstoppable. Carmelo at that time was unstoppable. But one of the things I liked about Durant the most was he is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. There's nothing about him that says I'm a superstar. I'm one of the best basketball players in the world. He remembers everything. He talks to everybody the same way. And so I want to say that was probably NBA players. What's that?
Because you know JT, like Jason Tate, he's playing for the Rockets right now.
Oh yeah. From did you
play
play with
him? In Antwerp. Yeah, I played with him. He's also one of the nicest guys. He was always like humble. He was always like open to us. Like now he's still reacting funny on me when I'm talking to him. He's always like he's the same guy. It's not like people that change going to the league. They're not changing. So that's cool.
I forgot he played there because I know he. Did you play with him for 1 year? Because how long was he in Australia?
Yeah,
just one year in Australia?
Yeah, 1 year, yeah. But I was more on the bench then because I just came from second division.
Yep.
And then I played 1 year with him, yeah.
Okay.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, KD's a nice guy. I ended up running into him a few months later. And I said hi to him, and he remembered me, and he just asking me questions, and he actually came on I did a little video series, and he came on there, and he was talking and took a picture together. Really, really nice guy. All right, now, who are your favorite European players? Like, who are the players that you look up to in Europe?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Theodoshik, he was nice. I really liked him. Not because I played against him, because even before I liked him a lot, because his game, his passing skill set, it's just crazy. It's unbelievable. And also the guy from Turkey. I'm not good with names. The point guard from Turkey, but he's also American. He plays for
Bobby Dixon.
Essex.
Shane Larkin.
Shane. Yeah, I like him too. He's not really the same style as me. He's more smaller and stuff. But I really like him. He's a nice guy. He's a really tough guy. Watching him play, it's really nice.
Do you think he's the best point guard in Europe right now?
Yeah, it's tough. If he's hot, he's hot. You can't stop him. But also the guy from Moscow, the point guard,
Mike James.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, those who I would say the two. I would think the two best point guards, especially American point guards. I like Roddy Boubois too. I had a chance to watch him work out. He actually lives in Dallas too. He was actually working out with Ibrahima. All right, so who's your favorite NBA team, or do you have a favorite team, or are you more so following players?
Team? I like Boston,
okay,
Celtics, and the LA Lakers.
All right, so what is something that you like to do in your spare time, like when you need a break from basketball? do you like hang out with friends a lot? Do you read, watch a lot of movies? What is something that you like to do?
It's tough because I like to play basketball even in my free time. But I like to travel.
Okay.
With my girlfriend, I like to travel. Also, my family is really important to me. My mom, my dad, my sister, they're really important to me. So if I get some free time, I really spend it with my family and my girl because I'm a lot away. I try to get as much as hours in the gym. So also sometimes it's tough to don't see your family, but yeah, if I got some free time, I spend it with them.
Now, what is the identity of Belgian basketball? Because when I think of Belgium, I think of this country that's like sandwiched in between Germany and France. And so what is the identity of Belgium? Like, for example, like there's a reputation for Italian basketball players. There's a reputation for French basketball players. What do you think is the identity of a Belgian basketball player?
Damn, that's a really tough question. That's a really tough question because Belgium is a really small country and we
Right.
don't have really like special things in our game. But I really don't know. I can't answer this question. Sorry.
So is basketball, or where does basketball rank as far as like the most popular sports in Belgium?
Oof. Like on the fifth place or something?
Fifth. So what's number one? Football?
Football. Yeah, sure. Football. Then we got like bicycle, or how you call it.
Cycling? Okay. Yep.
Cycling, yeah, with the bike. Volleyball. I don't
Okay.
know if you know the
Yep.
sport. Handball.
Okay.
And then we got basketball. So basketball in Belgium is really not. If you see the news or something,
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
not as
you
big.
will you will see basketball at the end, like in a small or in the paper, like sometimes, but not a lot.
Now, are there any Belgium born, or not necessarily born, because I already said that with Tony Parker, but has there been any guys from the Belgian national team ever make it to the NBA?
No,
So you,
the only one that got drafted, but he didn't went to the NBA. He didn't receive the contract. Was Axel Hervel. I don't know if you
oh,
know him,
okay. I've heard the name. Okay. Yep.
but he got drafted like 50, 50,
Yeah.
51. But he played for Real Madrid that year.
Yep.
So he didn't. There is not one Belgium player in the NBA. So maybe I will be the first one. Who knows?
Yeah. So I mean,
I hope so.
is that exciting for you that, let's say you're a first round pick, which as of today I think you are, and now you're gonna have the whole country possibly following you and watching you in the
Mm-hmm.
NBA. Is there a little pressure behind that, knowing that you could be the one that changes Belgian basketball forever?
I think I hope I can do it because I really want to. When I played for the Belgium national team, I really played for the country. I didn't play for
Right.
myself because I
Yep.
really wanted to put Belgium on the map. That we got a like Tumani Kamara. He's playing for Georgia, really good player. So I think we got a lot of really good players in Belgium. So sometimes Belgium is an underrated
Yep.
country, but so that's why I want to really make it get bigger.
Yeah,
That people will more watch it.
well, if you end up being a first round pick, you'll definitely put Belgium on the map. Now, so
Yeah,
you say you've been with the same team your whole entire career. Has there been
yeah,
opportunities to go to like some of the bigger clubs in Europe, like the Real Madrids or
yeah.
the Barcelonas?
Yeah. So I played from my 3 years until my 18 for
Mm.
Antwerp.
Yep.
I still playing, but at my 18, I had a decision to make. I had like good offers from Oostend, the other big club
Yep.
in Belgium, and I had a great offer from Barcelona. But it was more for the second team getting involved with the first team.
Yep.
So it was a great offer. It
Mm-hmm.
was a difficult decision, but yeah, I had great plans with my physical trainer because he worked a lot on my body, getting me ready for the next step. So it was a, a tough decision to stay in Antwerp, but I think I made a good one.
So what was like the final reason why you chose to stay, because I imagine it's hard to turn down Barcelona, just because one, it's
Yeah, it
Barcelona.
was
It's
I received a 5-year contract
mm-hmm.
from Barcelona, and as a kid, if you see the contract, you want to say yes. But I was more like, do I need it? Do I need it, or do I want to make the next step? And I really wanted to play professional level, like the
Mm-hmm.
highest level in Belgium. And I think that was the right decision. If I see now, maybe you know Haris Bratanovic. He played for Barcelona's second team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know him. And he came back because he was not liking it there. He was not getting the minutes they promised. So it's tough to go there on your 18 without any how you say it, any experience of playing on the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, there's the kid from Senegal that's projected to be a first round draft pick, and I think he just got his first minutes on the A team. Baji, I think he
Oh,
just
Badgie,
yeah, I think he
Badgie.
just got his first minutes maybe like a week or so ago. He had been playing on the second team, and then
Yeah,
um it's a couple guys, right, that are on their second team right now that are supposed to be.
yeah.
I can't
I
think of the
followed
other
a
guy's
little
name.
bit, but
Yeah.
I'm bad in names, really bad.
Bad at names. All right.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is the part of your game as far as needs the most improvement? Like, what do you feel like you need to work on the most?
I think you said it in your previous clip about me, previous video. I
Mhm.
think my mid-range game and my touch around the basket, like my floater game. I think my touch around the rim is kind of good, but I think like floaters, mid pull-ups, uh, step backs in the paint, like one dribble pull-ups. I think that's the most thing I need to improve.
Yeah. And then, of course, like with any other prospect, just getting stronger. Like, there are some
Yeah,
guys that are born with like these great bodies early. Like, I think of Garuba. He's already has a
yeah.
grown man's body, and he's had a grown man's body for years. But for most players, it's just developing into your body, getting stronger. Then once you get stronger, you'll be able to
That
attack
was
the
really
rim
tough
more.
for me because last year
Mm-hmm.
my weight was like 78 keys. So I think it's like 160 lbs, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And now
So
I'm 94, so it's like 210. So I improved a lot.
40 pounds you put
Yeah,
on. So I like
yeah.
to put on that much weight. I mean, did you have to, was it a lot of muscle? Did you have to change your diet? Did you have to eat a lot more, or was it just
Nah,
natural progression?
yeah. It was a lot of just work, and um, my food was really important too,
Mm-hmm.
because you can't grow if you just also cheat on yourself.
Yep.
You gotta be really into it, like really into it. Otherwise, it won't work.
So one of the things I like about what I've seen about you, not only in your game, but just overall your mentality, is like you love basketball. Like you're
Yeah.
focused. You are a basketball junkie, and you're doing all the things as far as like working on your body, getting stronger, and eating to help you prepare for the next
Mhm.
level. Now,
Yeah.
if I'm an NBA team, right, and I want to draft you, what are the three things that you bring to the table?
For the team,
Yeah, just like what can I guarantee to get out of you? What are the three things, whether it's hard working,
um,
your skill set, like what is something that
I mean energy. I will say energy.
Mhm.
First of all, energy in the team. I will get a lot of energy. Even any role I get, I will put 100% in it. I will be on practices. I will give myself always 200%. So energy, I will put on first. Hard work ethic, getting better every day, and just be a good team player.
Yeah, you know what? One
Uh,
of the things I haven't mentioned is your defense.
hmm
With your size and your length and how well you move, you have a really high upside as a defender. And to me, in order to be a good defender, it takes one, you have to have the physical tools, but then you have to work hard and have the energy and the motor and just the overall mentality of wanting to be a good defender. So what drives you to be a good defender? Like, you've already been blessed with the physical tools, and like, Europeans don't have reputations of being defenders,
True.
So
I will start of it. My offense comes mostly out of my defense. If I really into the game and I really pressuring the ball, like my first year of professional basketball player, I played on the point guard, only on the point guard. I was back at point guard, and the coach asked me, even if I play 5, 10, or 15 minutes, you need to pick up full court every game. So it was a tough thing for me because I played against guys that was 30 centimeters how do you say, smaller than me. So putting full court pressure on some small guards with great handles was really tough to me. So it was a lot of effort, and I think that made me a decent defender. I really like to pressure the ball, get my hands on the ball, like getting steals, getting blocks. I really want to work for it. So that's a thing that really drove me.
Yeah, which is good to hear, because even on my video, I didn't put any defense on there. I just kind of focused on the offensive end. I do plan on coming out with another video later in the season to track your progress, and it'll be a little bit more in depth and just kind of cover your versatility as a defender, because I think you can defend 1 through 4, at least have the potential to defend 1 through 4. Right now, it would be tough to defend 4s in the NBA because of the size advantage. Guys are going to be a lot stronger. But as you fill out and get stronger, I think that it's going to be easy for you to defend multiple positions. Now,
I think so too.
What motivates you? You seem to be really driven. What is motivating you and driving you?
What motivates me the most is that people always underestimate me. Like, they didn't believe in me. They say I couldn't play on the highest level in Belgium. They really broke me down, and I was always like, I'm gonna improve. I'm gonna prove them I can do it, and I will do it. And they, like, the first time I entered the draft, like 3 years ago, everyone was saying like, you're never gonna get drafted. Not even even second round. Like, they were saying, why are you entering the draft? And I didn't react to it. So I think that's the most thing that motivates me. Like the doubters.
Doubters.
I don't know how to call
Do you think the doubters were so critical because it's kind of like uncharted territory for somebody coming from Belgium? Like, if you're from France, then they know, like, okay, we've seen plenty of French guys come out. We've seen plenty of Spanish guys come out. Do you think a lot of it had to do with it's only one other person in Belgium has done it, so it seems like it's so unrealistic?
Yeah, maybe that can be the reason, but still, it really motivated me. And I think if they didn't were there, I wasn't here. I think because of that motivation, I really changed my mind, and I was really into it. I really wanted to prove them wrong, and that's why I keep pushing myself into it.
I love it. I mean, I just love hearing how motivated you are. Did you ever get a chance to listen to that podcast about Giannis? It was on like ESPN app, and they told the story about how Giannis Antetokounmpo became like this, how they found him. If you haven't, you should check it out. And one of the things that the scouts loved about him is when they were asking him questions about what motivates him, and everything he said is, I want to be the best. And they were just impressed with how driven he was, because he didn't seem like he cared about the lifestyle, the money that comes along with it, the cars, or just, he didn't seem like, oh, I can't wait to get to the United States because, I'm going from being poor in Greece to rich in the United States. Everything that he said was totally about how focused and how driven he was on being the best. And that's one of the things I've noticed about you already, is that you have like this confidence in yourself, but you're also like super motivated and like you want it, like you really, really want it, which
I really want it bad. Really
yeah,
bad.
because as a person that does scouting, and I'm not even scouting for a team, one of the hardest things to determine is how bad a player wants it, because it's one of those things where if you own a team or you're the general manager, you're giving a teenager millions of dollars as a teenager. And with millions of dollars and a lot of free time, you can do whatever you want to do. You can go out and buy a Lamborghini with your first paycheck. You can go out and hang out and meet like all the supermodels and all that stuff that goes along with it. And I think there are a lot of players that once they get to the NBA, that's their goal, is to get to the NBA. And once they get there, they don't understand that you have to put in work to stay there. And if you're driven to get to the NBA because you want all the money and the fame, once you get that, then it's like, what's next? So that's why it's a crapshoot, because some guys just don't make it because they already have all this money. I had a friend of mine, an NBA player, tell me once, he says, do you know how hard it is for me to get up in the morning and push myself and push my body to the limit and shoot 500 shots every day when I have enough money in my bank account to where I can go anywhere in the world within the next 24 hours? And it kind of made me think that
it's tough because basketball was always like, I like to play basketball. Some players literally, like professional players, say they play because of the money and because, but I really like basketball. I like to play basketball. Even in my free time, if I can play like 5-on-5 against some dudes on the street, I will do it. I don't care if I play for money or not. Like, so yeah, I really play because it's fun.
I love to hear that. So my last question is, did you ever have opportunities to play college ball in the States? I believe I read that there are quite a few schools that were recruiting you. And what made you decide to stay at home as opposed to playing college ball?
I really didn't have an option because I had really good scholarships. I had Arizona, I had UCLA, I had Texas Tech. I had really good offers, but my school results were really bad. I didn't finish high school because my results. I only focused on basketball. It was really tough to tell my dad and my parents to, because I really put everything on basketball. I quit school because I wanted to play professional ball, and that was really tough for them. But they always been behind me, so it was really a tough decision, and that's why I didn't went to the States too, because
Gotcha.
I didn't
So
finish.
I guess now this is the
Otherwise, I
official.
think I went.
You would have went.
Otherwise, I think I went. I went to the States.
So how long have you officially been a professional?
I think this is my third year.
Third year, which is, I think it's an advantage. You know, in the States, you can't be a professional unless you leave, and you have to still do your schoolwork. And whether guys are actually doing schoolwork or not is debatable, but you don't have the option to like really be a professional and earn money. Even though some guys are probably getting money under the table, but just like making it your
I heard
job.
a lot about that too.
Yeah, it definitely goes on. So I think that is the one advantage that international prospects have, is that they get a chance to be a professional. They get a chance to work out every day, travel, play against other grown men. I think in a lot of cases it could be an advantage.
I'm young. I'm really young, but I got a lot of experience at the moment because I played against good people, but I also played with a lot of guys that had a lot of experience.
Yep.
So that's the most thing, because if you're playing college ball, you play against people your age. You never play against players with a lot of experience at high level. You play against your same age, okay, maybe a little bit older.
Yep.
But you never play against guys that really play 10 years professional level, who gonna help your game, and that's what I had really had.
Yep. Yeah, you don't get a chance to play against a legend like Milos Teodosic on the college level. Well, man, I really, really appreciate you coming on. I know we had a couple scheduled conflicts, but I thank you for coming on this podcast and just kind of telling me about your background, and even like the audience that's listening, to getting a chance to know you. Again, this is Rafael Barlow with the NBA Draft Junkies, the Nothing But Net channel on Dash Radio. I am with Vrenz Bleijenbergh, who I think is a first-round pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. It's a deep draft. So in order to be a first-round pick, you have to have something to you, and I think he has it. Again, 6'10", point forward, can pass, shoot, make plays. This is Rafael with the NBA Draft Junkies show, and we are out.